Cine Appreciation Foundation. Good evening to everybody. It feels so nice to come and light the lamp for a new film festival, albeit a short one. Films, as we all know, brings us all together. People in India, Tamil Nadu, Chennai, all over the world in fact, are quite passionate about cinema. And cinema is a big bonding for all the people who love art and culture. Why is it a big bonding? It's because it gets us to know the culture of the world. Many of us wouldn't have traveled abroad. We know what is happening over there just by looking at a film, just by watching a film. We are able to understand the psyche of the person living abroad just by watching a film, by being able to understand how his thought process is. So this in fact brings the world closer and makes it all so much a better place to live in. In India too, if you see, there are so many cultural differences in our country. The North has a different culture, the South has a different culture, the East and the West, each one has a different culture. But we all get to know just because of the medium of cinema. So I really thank Mr. Kanarajan, Mr. Kannan, Mr. Ramkrishnan and the entire team for helping us put this together and bringing this film festival for us all to watch. Thank you.
Vidya Chandran, distinguished guests, dear colleague from the Goethe Institute. It's always a pleasure for the Alliance Française of Madras to welcome the European Union Film Festival and to organize the opening ceremony of the festival here in our little auditorium, but quite fill up. So it's always heartening also to see all the cinema lovers coming to the Alliance for this festival. It's an important festival for us because it's also, as you said, it's also a window towards Europe and to this film creation, and to see also what now here's the industry and the movies which are done in Europe at that time. So I wish you a wonderful festival, and I hope you will enjoy all the program for this European Union Film Festival. Thank you.
Good evening to everybody, distinguished guests, cher Emmanuel, dear friends from ICA, Ms. Bonima. It's nice to have you here. It's nice to see all the cameras clicking and you full of expectation for 24 films that you will see in the next days from all the different countries from Europe. I liked very much what Ms. Burnema and the other people said before, that in a time where many of you maybe look also with some concern to Europe, as we all do, knowing what every day happens there in terms of migration and the refugees, and where all of us, including it seems the politicians in Europe, don't have really a proper solution, and where every evening we can find pictures where we think, how is it possible that this happens? And sometimes I have to admit I feel a little bit of shame, not because I want to blame anybody, but simply for human reasons that something like that happens. I think with all our heart we can never accept. I don't know how many films we see that will also tackle these kind of social problems, etc. Never mind, for the moment it is a background of everything we see from Europe. Unfortunately, but on the other hand, there is this element that all these films bring knowledge and information about the different countries and bring us closer together. I'm happy also as part or as director of the German Cultural Institute that we will host the second part of the films. I think it begins on 12th of June in our institute, so please feel welcome there. Thank you very much.
Good
dignitaries honored off the dais. I'm really delighted to inaugurate the 21st edition of the European Union Film Festival at this very prestigious institution. Because the French connection with the Tamil society is immense. We are dating back to history, right from the French colonial Pondicherry, and then probably giving asylum to the greatest poet of Tamil Nadu. The French connection is always most cherishable one, and its impact on Tamil culture also is invaluable. In fact, as an ardent lover of serious Tamil literature, I still remember reading Tamil translation of Alfred Camus' Stranger. In fact, whichever person from France, probably I will quote that one and then discuss with him. In that way, this particular event is most memorable one personally to me. I'm really happy to inaugurate this particular edition of the European Union Film Festival. I was just glancing through the kind of films that are going to be screened. I'm really tempted to watch one particular film, that is the 1916 Irish Rebellion. I would like to watch that particular movie. In fact, I'm really tempted to see that. And probably the kind of genre and the kind of diversity the movies are being screened, probably it may really exactly fit into the kind of interest and as well as the diversity which are prevalent in the Indian subcontinent. And then probably it exactly matches the cultural diversity and the expression of its opinion and then exhibition of talent also. And this is a particular place, the Tamil Nadu is the ideal place to show these kind of films, where even in the film industry, the young talent is really attempting to experiment different formats and then new ideas. In fact, we are witnessing fresh talent coming out with beautiful ideas and new topics and themes. And really the people of Tamil Nadu are enjoying that particular kind of new raw talent which is swept away the entire country. In that way, this particular film festival, I am really hopeful that this will inculcate a new kind of culture and then bring out new ideas into the filmmaking, and as well as film watching as an enjoyable one. I always thought that if you write the history of cinema, the history is not complete without participation from West and East. Probably without Bicycle Thieves, you can't write film history. Without The Great Dictator, you can't write a film history. At the same time, I can't imagine a film historical book without a mention about Akira Kurosawa's Rashomon. So probably the East and West makes the film history best, and South is not lagging behind. South in terms of India, Indian subcontinent, and Tamil Nadu will always lead the pack. So I wish you all the well, and as well as probably this particular institution, these kind of festivals will continue to guide the language of cinema, science of cinema, art of cinema, and you will enjoy the real meaning of the cinema in pure dictionary kind of meaning, not in any other sense. So I really wish the organizers well. I would expect this kind of exhibitions and this kind of festivals properly to take place in many of the educational institutions also, in colleges and other places also. Probably the theme, the idea, the message, the noble ideals will spread to the entire state, entire globe, to the betterment of the society. Thank you so much.